At the time of recording this, 23 out of the 28 episodes have aired so far, and I wanted to wait until all 28 of them were released before making this video, but so far my opinion on this matter hasn't really changed, and I would probably still talk about this episode specifically, regardless of a future episode taking the title. Now, the underlying reason I believe this is Frieren's perfect episode comes down to how the entire 20 minutes is structured. It all works together as a build-up to the final 2 minutes of its runtime, and how it does that is by the utilization of flashbacks. The way this episode uses its flashbacks to slowly give us more insight on the situation that's happening in the present is nothing short of impressive. In fact, over half of the runtime is just flashbacks, and the episode itself starts off with one with the purpose of informing us, the viewers, of Flam's notion of playing unfair, and how doing so is a dishonor. And that piques our interest, because we are now left with wanting to know what she means by that statement. Directly after, we cut back to the present, where Fern and Lugna have a short exchange, which does essentially the same thing. When Lugna figures out what she and Frieren are doing, he calls it unfair and a disgrace, but we are still left in the dark about it. Then we cut yet again to the past, showing Flam and Frieren's first meeting. This is when we also get informed of what exactly that they are doing, which is hiding their true strength from demons by suppressing their mana permanently. We cut back to the present with Aura and Frieren, and at this point we have an idea of how this fight would go down because of that flashback. Aura then uses her skills to weigh their souls, and as soon as she does, it yet again cuts back to the past. The placement of these cuts creates so much tension throughout the episode, as it ever so slightly just keeps you on your toes. Then comes the highlight of the episode. Only words were exchanged in this final scene, no action-packed fight choreography, nor any extreme displays of animation, and yet it is one of the coldest moments I have ever seen in anime. The only thing that stood out to me animation-wise in this scene was when Aura's hair was getting cut from the sword being pushed up against her neck. The amount of detail and flow on that hair movement was just really nice. It didn't feel like they had to do that, but I appreciate that they did. Also, side note, Aura's character design is extremely cool and badass. It is criminal to not give mention to the score in this scene, as it makes it that much better. The melody, instrumentals, choir, it is just absolutely perfect.
Frieren. 魔族が言葉で人を欺くように、お前は魔力で魔族を欺くんだ。アウラ、自害しろ。
After viewing Violet Evergarden, Evan Call instantly became my favorite composer in the industry, so I was pretty dang excited when I saw his name pop up in the opening sequence watching the first episode. I genuinely think they could not have picked anyone more fitting to do Frieren's OST. I think there are some great small standalone moments in this episode as well, like the just a feeling parallel between Frieren and Himmel, then the quick 5-shot sequence of the hero's party's adventure right after, which you see for like half a second. There's also the moment when Frieren expressed a desire learning Flamme's favorite spell when they were talking about it, which was a spell that creates a field of flowers. We have seen in previous episodes that some of these seemingly random spells she collects do hold a level of significance. Call back to the Sour Grapes one with Haito, for example. But the field of flowers spell is probably the first she learned that has sentimental value, and that's what makes this moment so special. Madhouse has done a phenomenal job adapting the story so far, that I'm kinda glad I didn't start reading the manga beforehand. Can't wait to see how the remaining 5 episodes will play out.